Hello and welcome to Kickstart 2023 in Amsterdam. I'm João Lim, and joining me now I've got Emmanuel Becker, President of Italian Datacenter Association and also Managing Director for Equinix Italy. Emmanuel, a pleasure speaking to you.
Pleasure too.
And a pleasure speaking about such a booming market. Italy has really changed in the last 24 months, and especially last year, especially with the creation also of the IDA. Before we talk about the Italian Datacenter Association and Equinix a little bit, talk us through the market dynamics. What is happening in Italy right now? They made this the right time, the right moment to launch an association, to even talk about Italy. What's happening?
So first of all of us, we know that FLAP or FLAP-D for some of them, we are speaking about all of these markets which are very interesting and which are fast moving. But all of this market now, they are having some of them, some maybe saturation of this market, or it's becoming more and more difficult to have big loads there. So if we are speaking about this, it's helped us in having a grow on emerging markets, speaking about Italy, Spain, or somewhere in the south of Europe, coming some new interest, mainly because CSPs, cloud and content service providers, but even some other XSPs, any kind of service providers, are looking to have nearest to some other markets. So they are mainly looking to invest in Italy, or maybe in Spain, or in Warsaw, in some growing and emerging market. And this is why this first factor added to the lack of digital transformation, because we are late in digital transformation, meaning a lot of opportunity in new market development, and this is why we are seeing this big acceleration in Italy.
Interesting. I mean, it's a market that has become very dynamic because it started with very small projects. Small projects in my head is thinking of SuperNAP in 2016 when it came in with a $300 million project, which is now Stack acquired by IPI. But what sort of level of investments are we talking about? Because of course we've already mentioned Stack, IPI through Stack buying SuperNAP, which was $300 million in 2016. We have Aruba, which is expanding in the north, and now they announced the campus in Rome as well, which is going to be a few hundred millions at least. And there's a lot of other things happening. Equinix, of course, a big player there. Data4 is a big player there. There's so many different players there. What sort of investment levels are we talking about for Italy, and where's the CapEx going to go regionally? And I guess even beyond Milan and Rome, because that's the main two markets, but even beyond those two, where's the capital going to go, and how much capital are we talking about?
So we are speaking about different hundreds of millions of dollars each year invested in the country. So if we are coming back just a few years ago, Italy was mainly a market which was growing slowly and having some new actors coming in the country. And then during the last 10 years, this market was quite stable with a small growing link to needs, local digital needs. And then you have these new actors coming, and all this made a lot of new data center providers coming to the country and bringing this level of investment. So not only DC providers or constructors of data centers coming, but even these XSPs coming locally. And so all together, if you made, for an example, Microsoft announced more than $1 billion investment in the country. You have Google, which said that they will invest different hundreds of millions in the country. You have with their joint venture with Nouvel. You have AWS, which made investment times ago too, and they invest again hundreds of millions in the country. All of us as DC providers, we made a lot of investment. These investments are mainly, the main digital weight of Italy is Milan. So this is the first place. Why? Because Milan economically is the first digital weight, the first economical weight in the country, and because you have a lot of population, a lot of digital needs,
It's close to Central Europe as well.
Yeah, it's a concentration of a lot of companies needed their digital transformation done there. Then, second place, which is Roma, and Roma is rising up really quickly now. It was very stable with quite nothing on digital point of view, and Roma represents public administration. And public administration with the new PSN, if you want, it's a recovery fund coming from partly from European community, but a lot coming from local. Part of this recovery fund are to help public administration to make that digital transformation. Speaking about 30 billion investment in a couple of years. And so
30 billion or
30 billion euro.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
This is a recovery fund dedicated to digitalization of public administration in Italy. This 30 billion is attracting a lot of investment now in Roma. And so this is why you have some companies investing, local companies like Aruba, you said, or other foreign companies investing in Roma. So Roma is becoming second place. And then you have a third factor, which is very interesting for Italy. which is subsea cables coming. We already had Palermo, like you remember, we have CCD Hub or we have OpenMed, which are in Palermo, attracting subsea cables. We had Bari, we have something in Bari too. But now we have Genoa, which started as a subsea cable landing station and with digital hub locally there. So Equinix made an investment. You have a Telecom Italia Sparkle, which made an announcement of an investment. But you have Roma too, again, which become linked to subsea cable. So I am seeing on behalf of IDCA, obviously, we are seeing there is big interest and strong interest, continuing interest in Milano. We have strong interest in Roma. We have interest in Palermo or Bari and mainly Genoa. And then we have new interest coming with edge data centers. This is next wave we are seeing coming. So we have a lot of smallest countries, small cities, but new interest in this.
Is the edge computing wave happening at the same time as the big data centers are coming in, or is it still phased?
Starting now. Okay. So big wave. So first wave was big CSPs coming in Italy. Second wave was digitalization of the country in being linked to these CSPs present in the country, and so then interconnection, which is linked to this second wave. So enterprise level on interconnection, second wave. So a lot of data center providers making a big investment on the retail side, on the xScale side. And then the third wave, subsea cable coming and with new connectivity. And this third wave is bringing access Italy, which is a country which is important on its GDP, third economical importance in Europe. But on a digital point of view, ranking 5 or 6, depending on the ranking you are seeing at, we are very far away from a digitalized country. But this is ramping up thanks to this new subsea cable. So Italy is coming again in the center of this global digitalization.
Okay. And then, of course, everything you just said until now, it paints a picture on why an Italian Data Center Association came to be. How are you going to work as an industry in Italy to move the sector forward there? How are you working with Rome, as in the government in Rome? How are you working with international operators? How are you working with the regulators? Because that's a big topic right now. What's the association? What are the goals, and how are you going to put those things to work? And how are you actually already doing something? Because you're very new. You started a few months ago. When was it? November, December?
No, we just we created it in December, and we are operative since only 6 weeks.
Yeah.
No.
So even less than how I was thinking.
We are a baby. Baby with very mature companies.
Oh yeah, well, I mean Equinix. But what's the goal here? Like, what's your ambitions? How are you going to do things, especially on the regulatory side?
So first of all, IDA, we need to communicate. So first of all, we need to be recognized as an activity, because data center is meaning quite nothing for authorities or regulation authorities or even for the government. They don't know what's a data center yet. So first of all, recognition, so that means communication. And communication is not only IDA members which are doing it, it's whoever which is part of the digitalization industry. Second, we are creating some working groups, and we have some working groups exactly aligned on UDCA working groups or other NTA's working groups, because we are all linked together. We are an industry, so we have the same needs. It was just said before by one of my colleagues, over NTA colleagues, saying 90% of our needs are the same in any countries. This is true, meaning we have the same needs, we are the same industry. And so we are creating these working groups, it linked to other working groups and other NTAs on UDCA, so at European level too, to be able to have the possibility to have voice first, but second, to present some improvement on behalf of the industry in front of local authorities, meaning at city level, at region level, at country level, or at European level. We would like to bring our parts, meaning on sustainability level, for example, we are already doing a lot, but maybe very few people knows what our industry is doing on sustainability level. But if you are looking at what we can do more, it's a lot. So we are working on this. So we are doing, so deciding, acting, delivering, and then demonstrating and showing, speaking to local authorities.
Okay, and then of course you've already mentioned the EU DCA, so the European Data Center Association, but there's been a lot of new associations coming to light. So you've got the Spanish Data Center Association, the German Data Center Association. It's almost every country's going to have their own association eventually. How are you working with those guys at this stage? Like, how are the different associations cooperating with each other?
We are absolutely complementary. Like European Commission is organized, meaning as European countries are organized, you have local authorities, local regulation, you have centralized authorities, centralized regulation, and so at European level, country level, region level, maybe city level, you need to have the possibility to act. So this is why you need to have local NTAs in each countries to deploy the famous national delta, because you have differences in regulation and even in the way in seeing an activity in each country, and then you need to act at European level. So we are linked together, meaning we are complementary. With a GDA, DDA, FDCA for France, or Spain DC for Spain, or whoever is
you know all the acronyms.
Yeah, because we are already linked together. Even if we are 1 month existing NTA in Italy as IDA, we are already linked because we are working with our peers since months.
Okay, and let's talk a bit about Equinix now, because you're the managing director for the company in the country. Again, it's a big market and it's becoming bigger and bigger by the day. Give us a quick update on what Equinix is doing on the ground today and what's coming, because I'm sure there's expansions to be announced. So give us a bit of a spiel.
Yeah, so obviously as Equinix, Italy is a fast-growing market. Italy is a market in which we are present since a long time, because Equinix, we are in Italy thanks to the acquisition of Telecity Group. Remember, Telecity was present in Italy. And so this is why we say we are present in this. It's 25 years. This year it's 25 years we are present in Italy, because of Telecity was present there since a long time. But what we did as Equinix, we did a lot of investment in bringing new data centers, so a brand new design, very efficient data centers for both retail and xScale. Remember in Equinix we have both, we are covering xScale and retail, and so we're making investment. We did a very strategic investment in Genoa. We are the first one investing in Genoa with a brand new data center dedicated as a digital hub to attract subsea cables. This is why True Africa subsea cable, the most strategic subsea cable in the world, because it's 40,000 kilometers, serving more than 3 billion people, is landing in GN1, which is the name of our Genoa data center. And Genoa is completely linked to Milan. So meaning between Genoa and Milan, investment we are doing helping to serve the country. So actually we represent these two strategic cities, and we are continuing in doing investment. Again, for Equinix, we are speaking about multi-hundred million of investment each year.
Good capex numbers.
Big capex numbers.
What about the south? We don't really hear much about Naples and all those big cities, because the big cities in the south. What about those cities? What about those places?
So digital transformation is linked to two main factors. You need digital, so digital weight is linked to density of population and is linked to capacity of this population to use to have digital needs. Okay. Digital needs is linked to economy, local activity, economical activity. North part of Italy is representing a main part of GDP. This is why you have this digital weight in Milan, because Milan itself is representing 13% of Italian GDP. Lombardy, so Milan region if you want, is representing 26% of Italian GDP. This is the most dense GDP region in Europe. We are always thinking about Germany region or the Ruhr region or Paris region. It is not true. So the biggest GDP region in Europe is Lombardy. And so this is why Lombardy is the most digital weight in Italy. Second digital weight, so again for density of population and density of digital needs, is Roma. This is what Roma is developing now, and there is a new project in Roma. In the south, there is some interest, but mainly actually linked to digital development activities. So people doing, digital engineering, or you have some link to subsea cables, like in Palermo, which is in Sicily. So we will see some development, but according to me, much more on edge data center needs.
Okay, that's interesting. And then Emmanuel, so we are in Kickstart 2023. What's the one thing you expect to happen over the next 12 months that's going to become a big topic at this conference, or maybe something that will happen within the Italian data center market? But what's the one thing you think is really going to change and make headlines this year that's going to be so prominent there will be the big conversation in 12 months?
So big conversations are linked to the actuality. So meaning We know that we have issue linked to a war which is in course. We know we have issue due to power and energy. And so this will have a direct impact in our industry. Also, in which case we did have an impact. I'm seeing this as a positive impact, even if a lot of people are seeing this negatively. Why it's positive? Because it obliges everyone at the same moment to think about my power efficiency, about my sustainability. And so I'm seeing big move, not only in Italy, but in any market, in sustainability on power efficiency, on power usage effectiveness. So in that case, all of us, we need to work on this. And this is something I'm saying for this 23 and maybe for 24. This will be the mainstream you will see discussion in any NTA, in any part of our industry, in any vendors, and at European level too.
It's interesting because unfortunately the war and then the power crisis have really led to sustainability conversation and deployment and investment. And it's also making companies realize that maybe running their own data center on-prem, it's not the most ecological and cost-saving way of doing it. So then you have to come to this industry to help you out with infrastructure.
Well, thank you for that, because this is the point. Meaning, if we are seeing load in on-prem, old-fashioned, not personalized, this kind of data center, meaning old design, old technology, in which we are speaking about PUE from 2, 3, or maybe 4, because it's not designed. At this time, it was designed 25 years ago. 25 years ago, energy wasn't the point. So
even 10 years ago, things have changed so much.
To deliver computing. These computing are based even on apps which was developed not to gain energy, but to be efficient in being time to deliver some numbers. Okay, so even app developers who are looking to deliver numbers and not to deliver power efficiency, not using too much computing. I need to calculate something, I will calculate it 4 times in 4 thread and looking at this. This was the tendency. Now we are looking at brand new data center investment, making in common usage, power usage, on whatever sustainability we can do together. And this load coming from on-prem to off-prem, this is the first factor of sustainability. We want to consume less energy in digital, let's do this together. Different shifts. This will be off-prem or on cloud. But altogether, this will be the main factor of sustainability. Then we are doing our part, obviously. But 80% of this part is on-prem. And 20% of this part is off-prem, what we can improve. We're already very good.
And I mean, the market studies, they do say it will grow anyway. The off-prem is going to grow versus the on-prem.
Even cloud is growing very quickly. So very interesting.
Even though the revenues are going down slightly, but the capex is still very high. Well, it's a whole different topic to be honest with you, and things will change. This is a bump on the road. But Emmanuel Becker, President of the Italian Data Center Association and Managing Director for Equinix, thank you so much for talking to me. As for you at home, thank you for watching, and do check the Tech Capital website and social media for more content and news from the digital infrastructure sector worldwide. At the Tech Capital, you lead, we report. Bye for now.